my friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are a part of a Instagram hop. So here's my tag. You cannot, there is no videos for this. I've just decided to do a video because why not? I quite often put my camera on when I'm doing just bits and pieces. So this is a part of TLC Designs Shop hop. Say that fast. And I'm part of the design team, so full disclosure. So what we had to do is we had to use a stamp set out of the current January release, which is the little pussy tat and something from our older set. So that is the dog and the bed. Yeah, it's the bed. So the cat is a polymer stamp, currently a polymer stamp. Whether it's going to become digital, I'm not sure, but at the moment it is a polymer stamp, and the dog and the bed is a digital image. So I've altered that a little bit, and so we've layered these up. So the little cat has stolen the dog's bed and he's having a rough day. I just thought it was pretty stinking cute, but that's just me. So again, as my usual thing at the moment, I'm using some little bit of a different combination. This is a YG63, E55 and Y21. And they work out pretty good, if I do say so myself. It's just something a little bit different and gives it a little bit of a goldy sort of thing with the two colors, and a little bit of what's the word? You know, the velvety material. Well, not really velvety, but you know, the material that is sometimes you look at it and it has a little bit of a different color. It's like incandescent. Or there's another one, okay, moving on, doesn't matter, it's got nothing to do with it. So I've done the darkest color, which is YG, down at the base of things underneath the pussycat, and at the back of her down towards where the two where it joins together, where it touches something else. So we've got E37 for our trim. Now, I am also going to use that E37 and E35, which apparently I don't bring in. So E35 is for the feet as well. So E37 and E35. Our little kitten, this range, did I tell you, is out of Kitten Gems. So there's pretty cute little images, including a little tiny little mouse. We're going to color her sort of like a white, but a warm white. So we've got W5, W3 and W1, and we're just going to soften that in a couple of places where I got a bit heavy-handed with an O. So there's not too much happening with her. I'm just trying to give her a little bit of texture in her fur, a little bit of fun. The ears I'm going to come in with R20, that is shortly, and then I'm just going to blend that over again with the W1. Now, a little dachshund here, he's a long-haired dachshund, so he's going to look a little bit wrong until he doesn't. Which is the whole thing of it, is just the long hair. Sometimes just with colouring, you know, you end up with things just not looking like you had envisioned them. But if you keep going, they turn out really, really great. So a friend of mine, a couple of friends of mine have a little dachshund. So I'm calling him in line with their dachshund. They're not long hair, but that's all right. We're going to move on. So we've got 110 marker. We've got C9, C7, C5. I do bring in a C3 later on, just because I thought he needed a little bit of something. And I'm also using for E55. There we go, E55. Couldn't quite remember. So this is just going to, because he's a very black dog, but he, on his feet and his snout, his snout, he has this brown. So this is what our little dude is going to be colored by. And we're just giving a little flicking motion, and I am not blending this out too much at all because I want him, he's long hair, so he needs texture, just like fur, just like coloring hair. You need to have, well, you don't need to, it's a personal choice, but I personally like texture in my hair because my hair has texture, has different colors. So no, I was trying to figure out how to color his face because he's a long-haired dachshund. I also didn't want to go over his eyes too much because we want to be able to see his eye. So we're just trying to give him a little bit of texture around his eyes, and you sort of lose a little bit of his mouth. I would have loved to just like turn the corner of his mouth just down, like just ever so slightly, but I didn't. Now, originally I was going to go through this rough day, but then I decided that this was going to be my skirting board. And he's going to have a really big skirting board, but I'm going to leave that colored in the way it was because I really liked how that looked. So with her little collar, she's going to have a little bit of a sparkly collar because I'm going to put a little bit of texture in it with a white jelly roller. Then later on I'm going to come back over and I'm going to put a little bit of Wink Stella just to give it a little bit of extra sparkle. So we've got RV14, RV13 and RV11. So this is my jelly roller, so I'm just doing lots of dots, so it gives it lots of little texture. His collar is B26 and I do go in with a B24, which you don't quite see. Now this panel has a hole in the center because obviously clearly I cut out a tag, but this is what I quite often do, is just cut out of things out of the center of it so I don't end up with lots of little bits and pieces, and I therefore can still have a card base. I mean, sometimes it's good to have little bits and pieces, but in this situation, yeah, I quite like to. So give that a try if you end up with so many little tiny bits and pieces and you need to cut something else. So yeah, so that's going to be pretty much it. I will leave a link down below to my Instagram. There will be you'll be able to follow the links of who's next to hop along to, but it's not a video. So that's it. That's my card. I hope you are well. Take care. Talk to you next time. Bye.